Righto. Now, we're here to factorize some quadratics. Now, maybe you've seen the other video, I'm not sure, but if you did, that there was the way you want to do it. That's the legitimate way that you want to do it in your exams and stuff. That's the way your teacher's going to show you. Now, this way, slightly dodgy. It's going to get you to the right answer, but it's probably not the way that the teacher's going to show you. All right. So we'll look at factorizing this quadratic first over here. Now, set of instructions are these. We start by labeling the coefficient of x squared as a. So what does that mean? That means the number in front of the x squared, you want to put an a on top of it, okay? So a over there. And if you're confused, then you'll be like, oh, there's no number there. There's actually a number 1 in front of the x squared, okay? So whenever you see a letter in algebra, there's like a 1 or hidden 1 that's in front of it, all right? So there's a. Next thing we'll do is we'll put b on top of the x number, and then we're going to put c on top of the constant, which is the number on the end. So like that, right? So what we've got here is a is equal to 1, we've got b is equal to 3, and we've got c is equal to minus 10. Now, what are we going to do? It says here that we've got to multiply a and c together. So remember, a was 1, so let's fill that in. So that's 1 times minus 10, which is just minus 10. And then what we're going to do is note down what b was. B was 3. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to think of a pair of numbers that multiply to make a times by c. So a times by c was minus 10, right? So start thinking of pairs of numbers that times to minus 10. So we've got minus 10 times 1, and we've got 10 times minus 1. We can do minus 5 times 2, and we can do 5 times minus 2. Now, which one of these are we going to pick? We need to select one of them, okay? The one that we're going to select is the one that adds together to give me 3. So which one's going to add to 3? It's going to be this one here, because 5 take away 2 is 3, right? So 5 and 2, like that. Step number 2 done. The last step, this is it, is all we do is just write out some brackets like that, with x at the front of each of them, like this. And then all we do is just put the numbers we chose into the brackets. So you chose positive 5 and minus 2. And that's it, it's done, factorized. Okay, nice and simple. Let's follow exactly the same steps to do this one now, okay? So we'll put a on top of this, b on top of this, and c on top of this, right? So a represents a number in front of the x squared, b represents a number in front of the x, and c represents a number on the end, the constant, okay? So we've got a equals 1, b equals minus 8, c equals 12. Next thing, multiply a and c together. So a was 1, c was 12. 1 times 12 is 12. And write down what b was. B was minus 8, yeah? Negative 8. Think of pairs of numbers that multiply to a times c, which was 12. So what things multiply to give you 12? Well, we've got 12 times 1, or 1 times, minus 1 times by, let me just correct this. This is rubbish, sorry. Minus 12 times minus 1. We could do 6 times 2, or minus 6 times minus 2. Or we could even go with 4 times 3, or minus 4 times minus 3. Okay, either of those options. But we've got to pick the one that adds to give this. So adds to give minus 8. So which one is going to add to give minus 8? It's going to be that one over there. Because minus 6 minus 2 gives you minus 8. So that's the numbers we're selecting, minus 6 and minus 2. And then the last step, remember, just write out 2 brackets. You've got x and x at the front of each of those brackets. And then just pop in your 2 numbers. So minus 6, minus 2, done. Okay? Same with this one here. Let's get those labels on again. So a, b, and c. A is equal to 1. So we put a equals 1. B equals minus 5. And c equals minus 14. There we go. Multiply a and c together. So 1 times minus 14 is minus 14. Note down what b was. B was minus 5. And now we're going to start thinking of pairs of numbers that multiply to give minus 14. So what's that going to be? That's going to be minus 14 times 1, or 14 times minus 1. Or we can do 7 times minus 2, or minus 7 times 2. Okay, either one of those. Now, which one of these are we going to pick? We're going to pick the one that adds to give me minus 5. Okay, adds to give me minus 5. Which one is going to add to give you minus 5? That's going to be minus 7 and 2, right? So minus 7 and positive 2. That's step number 2 done. The last part, get 2 brackets drawn, x at the front of each one of them like that, and just put the numbers in. So minus 7 and positive 2. And that's it. Done. Okay, so that was nice and quick. We've got through that. 2 practice questions for you to have a go at. Pause the video, have a go, and I'll catch up with you in a few seconds. Okay, let's go. So we have A, B, and C to begin with. Hopefully you've gone with that. A is equal to 1, B is equal to 2, and C is equal to minus 35. So A times by C, that's 1 times minus 35 is minus 35. And B is equal to 2, right? So what do we need? We need numbers that multiply to minus 35. So we have 35 times minus 1. We've got minus 35 times 1. We've got 7 times minus 5 or minus 7 times 5. I think those are all the options there. But which one do we choose? So we always choose the one that adds to give you whatever B was, which was 2 in this question. So which one's going to add to give me 2? I think it's that one there, because it's 7 take away 5, which gives you 2. What do you do now? You just draw out 2 brackets like that, pop the numbers in. So positive 7 minus 5. Done. Nice and simple. And the last one here then. So A, B, and C on top of those. A is equal to 1, B is equal to minus 5, C is equal to 4. How do we start again? A times C, which is going to be 1 times 4, which is just 4. And then write down what B was. B was minus 5. Okay, so what are we looking for? We're looking for numbers that times to give me 4. So that could be 4 times 1 or minus 4 times minus 1. We could also do 2 times 2 or minus 2 times minus 2. There we go. So those are options. Which one are we picking again? We're picking the one that adds to give you whatever B was, and B was minus 5. So which one of these options adds to minus 5? That's going to be this one here, minus 4 and minus 1. So then you just get 2 brackets, X at the front of each of them, and just throw your numbers in, minus 4 and minus 1. And there it is, done. So that there is like a really quick way to factorize some quadratics. Hopefully you've understood that and got those all correct. And now on to the more difficult ones. So again, there's a little dodgy way that you can use, or a little sneaky way that you can use to factorize those two, because the other method can be a little bit tricky for some people. Okay, so I hope to see you there.